Hello guys, so this is the news here which we have got on 14th of March 2021, and the same news was published in the Indian Express, The Hindu on 15th of March 2021. So this news is regarding the corrupt practices in the service selection procedure. Friends, the army detects the corrupt practices in officer selection procedure, hands over case to the CBI. So recently what has happened that the Indian Army, the intelligence corps of Indian Army, which have been investigating the cases of the recruitment of Jawans, they recently saw some malpractices that has been happening in the service selection process as well. Friends, we know that the service selection center, which is SSC, which conducts the service selection board, which is a test by which you can become the army officer. So as we all know that to become the officer in the Indian Army, Indian Air Force or the Indian Navy, we have to pass the SSB. The SSB stands for Service Selection Board, which is conducted by Service Selection Centers. In India, currently there are more than 10 service selection centers. So, this case has been caught in the Kapurthala Service Selection Center. In a major development, the Indian Army has asked the CBI to investigate charges of corruption in the selection process of officers that is going on at the center in Kapurthala district of Punjab. So friends, we all know that there are several coaching institutions which provides the training of the service selection board or the service selection test. There are so many coachings in New Delhi, Gurgaon, etc. So probably some coaching of them which have taken about 40 lakh to 1 crore bribe from the students and provided it to the or distributed the bribe among the officers to select about 27 candidates in the service selection board. Friends, this case has been caught while the Indian Army were investigating the malpractice in the recruitment of the Jawans. It should be noted that the service selection centers, the SSCs, conduct the service selection board test to recruit officers in the Indian Army. Friends, to become the officer in the Indian Army, Air Force or Navy, we have to pass first of all the written examination such as the NDA, CDS, FCAT, etc. And there are several other schemes such as the Navy entry scheme, BTech entry scheme and CC entry scheme, but in all these process we have to go through the SSB service selection board. Without passing this exam we cannot become the army officer or any type of officer in the Indian Armed Forces. New Delhi, the Indian Army has detected malpractices in the officers selection process during a military intelligence operation and handed it over to the Central Bureau of Investigation to probe the case of in detail. In an official notification, the Army said, based on a proactive operation by Army intelligence agencies, a case of possible malpractice in selection procedures at a center has come in the light. So friends, we all know that there are several selection centers in India, and if this type of malpractice has been happening in so many centers, so you can just imagine what sort of corruption has been going on throughout the Indian Armed Forces. Friends, we all know that Indian Army, it deals with the national security. If any kind of corruption is happening in the selection procedure of Indian Armed Forces, the Indian Armed Forces officers, then it is the anti-national activity, and such people involved in the malpractice should be jailed or they should be given the capital punishment. Friends, now moving ahead, the initial probe by Army intelligence comes at a time when Army was probing the investigating the cases of malpractices in the recruitment of Jawans at different centers, and two serving officers have been allegedly found involved in the scam. Friends, we all know that since many years जवान्स के रिक्रूटमेंट में करप्शन होते आ रहे हैं, बट आज के डेट में ऑफिसर्स के भी रिक्रूटमेंट में भी करप्शन हो रहे हैं. सो दोस्तों, देश को सुरक्षा के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ किया जा रहा है. दिस इज़ नॉट एट ऑल गुड. दिस इज़ नॉट एट ऑल acceptable. I hope the Prime Minister would involve in this matter and he will try to give the punishment to all the corrupt officers. The Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravne has also clearly told his commanders that there would be zero tolerance towards cases of financial wrongdoings and moral turpitude. So friends, I hope that all the corrupt officers will be caught and they will be jailed, because the people like me and all of us, we are preparing hard for SSB, and what would happen to us, which we are working hard a lot day and night, but some people who have 40 lakh or 1 crore rupee, they will get selected. So I hope you have understood this matter, and I hope all of you to spread this video so that each and every one of us know this malpractice happening in our country, so that any people who are trying to do this or who are even thinking of doing this, they will become alert. So that's all friends. Jai Hind, good night.